Hey fam, welcome back. I'm your favorite life and relationship strategist, MarshaunO, and today I'm here to talk to you. You guys already know because you looked at the title. So, keeping your relationship healthy. How are we doing that? So, first of all, a lot of times we look on the outside, or we look to our spouse, or we look to other people, but specifically to this video, we are looking to our spouse to help keep our relationship healthy. And although that is very, very good to do, sometimes you cannot depend on your spouse to make sure that the relationship is healthy. And a lot of times when we have breakdown in ourselves, in our relationship, is because we're not taking care of ourselves. So self-care is one of the things that are on the list to make sure that your relationship is healthy. You have to make sure the relationship with yourself is healthy, and that includes you taking care of yourself. That includes you shutting the door, putting on some clarifying music, meaning that you can sit there, meditate, think, reflect, go deep for yourself. Take care of yourself. It could be that. It could be going out for a run. It could be going for a hike. It could be going for a swim. It could be manis and petties. It could be massages. It could be whatever you need it to be so you can get re-centered within yourself. The second thing to think about is to listen to your inner being on a deeper level. As I mentioned before, that deep meditation, you can take it even deeper just by sitting there and listening to whatever comes up, because whatever comes up is something that you've been secretly thinking about, but you've been pushing it back down. So sit there, get quiet, and if you want to go even deeper, as things come up, write them down and then go right back into your deep space where you can sit there and just listen and just be. So you can actually hear what your deeper inner self is actually saying. What is coming up when you are in that space? And then when you come out of your deep thought, your meditative state, then you can start to really tackle, why did that actually come up? Where did that come from? And take a deeper look into why these things came up. Was it something that you were really thinking about? And how did you overcome? And how can you overcome these things that are secretly plaguing you? So your inner being, listen to it on a deeper level. The only way to do that is to get quiet. Is to get silent. Because in this world, we run around so much that we hardly ever hear ourselves think. And this is another thing why so many people keep themselves busy, especially after a breakup. You find that people after a breakup, they get busy because they don't want to hear themselves. They do not want to hear what their inner being is trying to tell them, what their inner being is trying to show him, trying to show her. The only way to hear your inner being, that silence, that voice, you got to get quiet. Got to get quiet. That's the only way that it is going to occur. The third thing is specifically about the relationship itself. To keep it healthy, introduce something spontaneous periodically. Doesn't have to be a weekly thing. Just think about some of the things that you've been thinking about doing, and can you do this on a regular day? Can you two play hooky? Okay, that's something spontaneous that a lot of people don't do. I literally have a coworker who just told me, she called in sick for a couple of days, but really, her and her hubby played hooky that day. Her and her hubby called in 2 days in a row sick so they could spend time with each other. I think it's a great idea. Especially, find out what your rules are at the house so you don't have to worry about doctor's notes and all that stuff. But at my job, I have 2 days. 2 days before I need a doctor's note. That's something spontaneous. That's not something that me and my husband do often enough. And we need to do. As a matter of fact, we are going to do that. Okay? We are going to do that. I'm putting that on the books for us to do together when the baby is at daycare. So there is no interruptions. We can actually have some adult time. So listen, that's happening. Anyway, so introduce something spontaneous here, there, everywhere, periodically, to make sure that your relationship is healthy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to take it a little bit deeper in this video today, and I'm going to give you 3 things to even deepen how to keep your relationship healthy forever. All right, you ready for these? The first one, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision that your relationship is going to be healthy. Like, no matter what. Like, I'm not going to be arguing. I'm not going to be cussing and fussing. I'm not going to be hitting walls. I'm not going to be keying your car. I'm not going to be acting crazy. I'm not going to be following you around. No, what I'm going to do is decide to make this relationship a healthy relationship with or without you. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but listen. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to argue. It takes 2 to take the relationship down here. If I'm sitting there and I'm going ham like I'm going right now, and I'm going ham on you and we're going back and forth, if I just shut down and just look at you, at some point, all of that is going to stop, and you're going to be looking at me, looking at you, and we're going to be looking at each other, and all of a sudden, it's going to be quiet. Because I'm not about to just go back and forth with you. Like, that's not my forte. Anyway, can I take it there? Of course, it's in all of us. However, I choose not to do that. So I make a decision, with or without you, husband, that I'm not going to turn into this toxic person. I am deciding not to turn into this toxic person. The second thing that you can actually do to take it even deeper is each and every day you can think about 2 things. Yes, 2 things that you can implement to ensure that your relationship is healthy. So let's go back to the previous example. So I'm not about to be yelling and screaming with you today. I'm going to decide that I'm not going to do that. Number 2, I'm going to think of another thing that I can do so I do not take my relationship down that toxic road. So the first thing that I thought about doing is I'm not about to battle back and forth with you. The second thing that I thought about, I'm just going to say thank you each and every time that I can think that you have done something for me that particular day. You're going to get a thank you. Those are the 2 things that I'm going to decide to work on to make sure that my relationship is healthy that day. The third thing, you got to take action on those 2 things that you decided to work on each and every day. So I'm deciding that my relationship is going to be healthy. I'm going to think about 2 things that I can ensure to make sure that my relationship is going to be healthy. Decide whatever those things are each and every day. Choose 2 things. Work on those things. The third thing, while you're working on them, you are taking action. You're not just thinking about doing it. You're not just thinking about saying thank you. You're actually saying, babe, thank you. Thank you for opening up the door. Thank you for taking out the trash. Thank you for putting on the kids' movie. Thank you for, making dinner. Whatever your thank you is, whatever those 2 things that you are doing to ensure that your relationship is healthy, you're actually taking action behind it. Because taking action is the only way that your life, that your love life, that your relationship, that your marriage is going to change and is going to transform. Taking action is the only way that is going to happen.